Hi, this is Jamie Arenthal. Welcome to Vinyasa Yoga. This is an all-level vinyasa class. Please use blocks, straps, props, whatever you need to modify to make this work for you. Let's begin standing. So make your feet parallel to one another, hip width apart, and see if you can lift the toes and spread them out. And find the arches in your feet, creating a bit of a suction to the mat. Begin by circling your shoulders, roll forward, inhale them up, back, and exhale to release them down. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Inhale your arms up, palms together, and exhale, centering breath to your heart. Take a moment here to set your intention for your yoga practice today. If nothing comes to mind, feel free to use ahimsa, nonviolence, or loving compassion. Inhale your prayer hands up, look up. As you exhale, soften the knees, hinge forward, forward fold. Keep the knees soft, bend one knee and then the other knee. You can always place blocks under your hands. And then soften both knees, come up halfway, look forward. And then exhale, pull your belly button in and round over. So this is really like a standing cat-cow, just warming up. Walk your fingers up, inhale, extend the spine. And as you exhale, pull your belly button in, tuck your tail, nose to knees. One more like that. Walk your fingers up, inhale. This is like our cow pose. And as you exhale, pull your belly button in, nose to knees, cat pose. Bend your knees a lot, tuck your chin and roll up one vertebra at a time. Head is last to come up. You can circle those shoulders up, back, and down, palms facing forward for Tadasana. Come to the front of your mat. We'll start with sun salutations. We'll modify them. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive over. Inhale, flat back. Walk your fingers up as high as you need to. And exhale, forward fold. Stepping right leg back. Feel free to lower that right knee to the floor. Hook thumbs. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Feeling that stretch through right hip flexor. And exhale, fingertips on the floor. Walk your way back as far as you can. See if you can flex the left foot for a half Hanuman Asanam pose, half split. And then exhale, see if you can let your head go. And then we'll take one breath, one movement. So inhale, come forward, look up, and exhale, back. Good. If this is bothering your knee, right, we can modify it by lifting up. So the knee is bent, lunge, and then exhale to a pyramid pose variation. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward. Remember, you can use blocks of hands and exhale back. Nice. Bend the knee, hands come to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. So our first downward dog of the day, it's an inversion. Just shake your head no, shake it yes. You could bend the knees, lift your tailbone higher, bring your ears between your arms, and then begin to pedal your feet. And slowly here. So think of it like a massage for the soles of your feet. Good. And then rising up on your tippy toes, inhale, roll forward to a plank. If it's too much, you can always put your knees on the floor. And then we'll do a modified vinyasa, knees, chin, and chest, elbows close to the ribs. As you inhale, slide onto your belly, baby cobra. Lower your head, exhale. You can bend your knees, come to child's pose. Curl toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. You can open your hip here, stack right hip over left, and see if that allows you to drop that left heel just a little bit closer to the mat. Square off your shoulders. As you exhale, right foot steps through, and we'll take a twist. Again, knee could be on the floor. Right arm up to the sky. Any knee issues, keep that knee lifted. Exhale the right hand down and step your left foot forward. You could use your left hand to help you. Lower your head. And then inhale, flat back, reverse swan dive, coming up with that long spine. And exhale, prayer to your heart. Inhale, reach that prayer up. Exhale, swan dive over, hinging at the hip. Inhale, flat back, whatever that means for you, extending that spine, find that cow. And then exhale, nose to knees, nose, yes. Left foot steps back, lower the knee if you like, hook the thumbs, Anjaneyasana. Stretching front of left thigh, hip flexor. Again, if there's any issues with that knee, you could always keep that knee lifted. Your decision here. And then exhale the hands down, relax that toe behind you, and start to walk your hips back, right toe lifts. Kind of like a Ardha Hanumanasana, so a half split. And then walk yourself forward, inhale to that low lunge, exhale back. This is also called like a runner's stretch or a hurdler's stretch. Inhale forward. Keep your back of your neck nice and long, unwrinkled. And again, if there's any knee issue here, you can always lift that back leg. So you're coming from a full lunge to pyramid pose. Inhale your way to lunge, exhale back, pyramid. You can have blocks under your hands here. And then bend that right knee, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Shake the head no, shake it yes. Feel free to pedal those heels. Just a nice way to wake up the soles of the feet, stretching Achilles tendons, calves. And then come on up on your tippy toes, roll your way out to a plank. Option always to put knees down. And we'll do knees, chin, and chest, modified vinyasa, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, baby cobra on the belly, elbows bent, no wrinkles, back of neck. Exhale, press your way back to child's pose. Anytime during this practice, you can always rest in child's pose and join us when you're ready. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg lifts up, again, stacking the left hip on top of the right, using that opportunity to glue the right heel down. This is down dog split. And then lower that left shoulder so the shoulders are equidistant from the floor. Exhale the left foot forward. You can put that right knee down. Lift your left arm up to the sky for a twist. Again, right knee could be lifted. As you exhale, left hand down and right foot steps forward, forward fold. Coming halfway up, reverse your swan dive. And exhale, centering breath at your heart. Continuing on, we'll do that one more time with a full vinyasa. So inhale those prayer hands up. Exhale, swan dive over. Keeping that spine nice and long. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot behind. Inhale the arms high. Maybe it's high lunge, maybe the knees on the floor. And as you exhale, release the hands down, straighten the left leg, lower your head. Bend the knee, step back, downward facing dog. Roll up to your tippy toes, inhale forward to plank. Modified vinyasa, or lift those kneecaps. Keep the legs strong as you exhale, just bending elbows halfway down, chaturanga. As you inhale, slip onto the tops of your feet, eyes of the elbows pointing forward. No wrinkles in the back of neck. We're gazing up through our eyelashes. Straight legs as you exhale, downward facing dog. Always optional. Right leg up. If you have a bend in your practice, you can always bend that right knee. Just make sure the right knee is higher than the left foot. You should be able to look under your left arm and wave to yourself with that right foot. Exhale, right foot forward. Right arm to the sky, twisting lunge. As you exhale, right hand comes down, left foot forward, forward fold. Halfway up, reverse swan dive. And exhale, centering breath to the heart. One more time, left side. Inhale, exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back. High lunge. Release your fingers, straighten the right leg, lower your head over that knee. Right knee bends, step back, down dog. Inhale to plank, chaturanga. Exhale, halfway down. Really fire up those thighs. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Notice knees, thighs off the floor. You could modify with knees down if you want. Straight legs, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, open hips, stack left hip over right, lower that right heel. If you have a bend in your practice, you could. Just make sure the left knee is higher than the left toe. Look under your right arm. See if you can wave to yourself. And exhale the left foot forward, left arm to sky. Twisting lunge. As you exhale, left hand down, right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, reverse swan dive. And exhale, centering breath at the heart. Moving on with our sun salutations. Bend the knees, circle arms by ears. Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Notice you could modify this, right? You can make it easier, palms facing up. You could even hold onto your thighs if that's better for you. Go as low as you can without compromising the spine, right? Extended spine, important. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Now, if you have a jump in your practice, you can jump back. I'll show it both ways, or step your right foot and then your left foot, right? If you want to jump, you're bending your knees, elbows bent, gaze forward, exhale, chaturanga. Either way, you'll come through your vinyasa of choice and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg lifts. Exhale to step through. Left heel down on a 45-degree angle. Fingertips here Think about your core as you inhale and lift up to warrior one. Chin is level with the floor. A reminder, no wrinkles in the back of your neck. As a good friend told me, she likes to be reminded to keep her throat relaxed. So if that means something to you, soften your throat. Exhale, hands come down, step back, vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing, or remember your baby cobra is always there. And exhale, either directly back to down dog or come through child's pose and then find your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Right heel down, 45-degree angle. Think of your core, come on back to your fingertips and strongly lift up warrior one. Exhale your way, chaturanga. Holding here in downward dog, 3 to 5 breaths, eyes open, lips closed, building heat in the core. When you're ready, bend your knees, look forward. You always have the option to step your right and then your left. Otherwise, quietly jump forward. Inhale, flat back, and exhale to fold. Bend your knees, circle arms by ears, Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Exhale to stand, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Your journey back, either step your left foot, then your right foot. Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. Left leg lifts. Step it forward. Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. Right leg up. Warrior one. Steady your gaze. On an exhale, come through vinyasa. Three to 5 breaths here. Lift that tailbone, lower the crown toward the floor, and then drop your heels. Eyes open, lips touching. Bend your knees. You could step left, then right, or hop. Inhale, flat back, and exhale to fold. Knees bend, circle arms by ears, Utkatasana, long spine. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time. Utkatasana, Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana, Vinyasa. Right leg up. Virabhadrasana, One, warrior one. Vinyasa. Left leg up. Virabhadrasana one, warrior. Vinyasa. 3 to 5 breaths. Tail lifted. Looking forward. Step, step, or hop. Flat back. And forward fold. Let it go. Bend knees. Circle arms. Utkatasana. Tadasana. Bring your hands to a prayer. Close your eyes. Float your eyes open. Moving to standing balance poses. So if you like, you can always use a prop, like a chair. I find mine very handy. And I'll try and mirror you. It may get confusing. So on your right leg, hands on your waist, you can lift that left knee up, rotate that left knee out, and then find a place on that right leg that you can glue that left foot. So anywhere but on your knee. So notice my heel is in that little indentation under my knee, kind of sole wrapping around my foot. You could even use your hand, lift that foot all the way up to your inner thigh. If you have slippery pants, it might not work. And then the other option, excuse me, is a kickstand. So the left toes on the floor, left heel on your right ankle. So whatever's comfortable for you. Your hands are on your waist. You could sweep those arms up and maybe touch pointer to thumb in Shin Mudra. Tuck your chin, right? Make the pelvis heavy and then use root lock, Mula Bandha. For women, like stopping the flow of urine. Lift up. Yeah. And you're keeping the buttocks relaxed. You're keeping the hips level as best you can. Remember, use whatever you need. And then bring the hands back to the heart. Turn the knee forward. If you like, you can bring those hands behind you and start to send that left leg back for warrior three. So just to demonstrate, warrior three could be as simple as this. With the toe on the ground, keeping one long unbroken line from that left toe all the way up to the left fingers. Or you can flex the foot, start to hinge forward. Remember, your hands can be forward or out to the side like airplane or back behind you, whatever you think is best. And again, if you're holding on, you've got that option as well. And there's no extra credit if you get the heel all the way up as high as the head, right? Being parallel to the floor, it's nice, but don't feel obligated. This is just as good. Okay, bend the front knee. See if you can float that left leg back behind you. Inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, hands come to the heart. Turn the body to the right for a twist. You can stay here or Hook that left elbow over that right knee. Use your right hand to press down to spin the heart up to the sky. To make things easier, you could put the hands on the floor, and we were here before. So whatever you need to do. And then release those hands down. Optional vinyasa. Again, you know your temperature, right? Vinyasas heat you up. It's always an option. So when you're ready, look forward, step, hop, jump. Reverse swan dive. And exhale, prayer to the heart. Working on the other side. Hands to the waist. Now I'm mirroring you again. So we're standing on the left foot, your left, lifting the right knee up, open that right knee. You've got those options, right? You can place that right foot under your knee, above your knee and your groin, or use the kickstand. And then float your arms up. Again, chin mudra, pointer touching thumb. Use Mula Bandha, the root lock. And if you fall out of the pose, it's simply an opportunity to come back into it. Some days are better than others for our balance. So instead of beating ourselves up, we acknowledge, like, oh, I'm working on my balance. I'm getting better every day. And then you can release the hands down, turn the knee forward, and we'll start to guide that right leg back behind us. Again, your warrior three could be here. Your warrior three arms can be behind you, airplane out to the side, or reaching overhead, or hold on. And again, there's no extra credit if you can bring your body parallel to the floor. It's nice, but you're still getting 90% of everything, right? That unbroken line from the right toes to the right fingertips. And then to come out of the pose, bend that left knee and quietly step the right foot down. Arms by ears, high lunge. Bring the hands to the heart, turn the body to the left. So that may be enough for you. If you want more, you can place the right elbow outside the left knee and use your left hand to press down on your right to spin your heart center up toward your thumbs. Option to spread your wings. Option to place the right hand down on the floor and come back to our twisting lunge. Remember to lift that back knee up, unless, of course, your knee is on floor today. Release the left hand to the mat. Optional vinyasa. Coming to our standing poses. Inhale the right leg up. Option to bend that knee. Step the right foot forward. Fingertips. Left heel down. Warrior two. So in our warrior two, the spine is vertical. We want to think of that tailbone to the crown of the head as one long line. Notice if you're leaning forward or leaning back. You could do a little movement here, a little lateral to try and find center. And then Swivel your gaze over those right fingertips. We'll straighten the right leg and now shift the hips over to the left. So just notice what happens. The line, maybe you can see it with the mic belt, the line turns, but the spine is still one long straight line. And then windmill those hands into triangle pose. So for me, my triangle is high up. It's about my back. If I try to reach forward, I turned this into a forward fold. So that's not where we want to be. Triangle pose is lateral, two-dimensional. And again, tuck your chin a little bit. Your gaze is toward that left thumb without overextending the cervical spine. Keep it long. Keep your throat relaxed. That's for my friend. And now turn your gaze down to that right big toe. We're coming into side angle pose. So you can bend the right knee. You might want to scoot the left heel behind you. And you can rest your right forearm on that thigh. Again, if you can reach the floor or a block, that's fine. Just don't make it be a forward fold, right? Again, one long line, right? If we were to take a camera or a light above us, our shadow would be one long line down the middle of our mat. So tuck the chin and then rotate your gaze up toward that left arm. I extended my side angle. So the arms by the ear. There's another option here. You could half bind or full bind without compromising the pose. So you could take that left hand on top of that right thigh. Just make sure it doesn't collapse you forward. You want to use the bind to enhance and deepen, not to compromise. And if you're going for a full bind, we're under that right thigh. Once you grab those fingertips, just bring the head back in line with the leg. Turning your gaze down toward the right big toes, bring your hands to the floor, pivot onto the ball of that left foot and reach that right arm up. Option for side plank here. So Vashisthasana, you can roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Maybe the right toes are pointing towards the computer, or maybe you're stacking right foot over left. Both feet are flexed. Lift those hips up. Nice. And then the right hand comes down. Step your way back, either to downward dog or straight into your chaturanga. Coming through vinyasa. Now the left foot lifts up. Step the left foot forward. Right heel down. Leading with that right arm. Warrior two. Gaze over the left fingertips, spine vertical. You can always check back to see where that right arm is, but then swivel your gaze back toward that left hand. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose, thinking ahimsa. You're doing it, girl. You've got this. And then straighten the left leg, shift the hips to the right. Again, so we're tipping the pelvis and then working the hands into that triangle pose. So the spine is still straight, one long line from crown to tail. Right? I see a lot of triangles like this. Here we are. And again, my hand is above my knee. You get to decide. See if you could tuck your chin and swivel your gaze up toward the right hand. And then going for that side angle pose, rotate your gaze down toward the left toe, bend the left knee. You could place your forearm, or if you can reach the floor, that's fine, as long as you keep it lateral. You might even walk the right foot behind a little bit, and you can always reach that right arm by the ear for extended side angle. Again, notice that it's one straight line. I'm not slacking off by bending the elbow. I'm locking that into place. And my fingers are really extended. I am reaching and I'm pressing that right heel down. Now, if you have a bind in your practice, you could reach that right hand behind you, slide those fingertips on top of the left thigh. And if you're going for a full bind, make sure you bring yourself. Notice how I did that. I reached forward and then I slide back so that my head is over that left knee and not turning this into a forward fold or compromising the pose in any way. Because after all of these variations, these little flippets that we add on are really just for variety, interest, maybe to deepen the pose, not to ruin the pose. And there is no perfect pose, right? Every pose comes on a continuum from simple to more complex. And anywhere along that continuum, you are doing the pose. Okay, turn your gaze down. Hands come to the floor, fingertips to the floor, rotate onto the ball of that right foot. And you can make this into a twist or Vashisthasana side plank. So onto the outer edge of the right, and then the left toes could point toward the back, right? Or you could stack left foot over right, but make sure both feet are flexing like crazy. And then to come out of the pose, left hand down, optional vinyasa will meet in downward facing dog. Coming onto our knees for Ustrasana, camel pose. If you need padding under your knees, you can go ahead and do that. We'll walk our hands in and up. So the hands go below our waist, and the fingertips are really on the fleshy part of the buttock. Grab your asana. Bring those elbows back, bring those shoulders back. Keep the hips right where they are. And this is perfect. You could see this vertical line on my leggings. I want to keep that vertical. And as you inhale, you can lift your gaze, allow the heart center to open. Notice we don't want the hips going back behind us. And then to come out of the pose, push down with the heels of your hands and come up. You could always take a break here, sit on your knees, sit on your heels rather, and you could take a gentle twist from side to side. So I will give you a couple of variations from here, and there's a way to do this with help with your blocks. So I'll show you that as well. Put the blocks there. So we'll come back up, round two. Curl the toes this time. Again, heels of the hands begin on the sacrum. That's that triangular bone below the end of your spine and all the way to your coccyx bone, your tailbone. So go ahead, elbows back. We start the same way. Inhale, lift your gaze up. And then maybe you can reach fingertips to your heel. If that doesn't work, where's my block? Maybe you can use the block here, right? And then see if you can bring that other hand to a block, right? Maybe that's great for you. Otherwise, you could hold on to those heels and drop the palm of your hand onto those heels. Gaze up. If it bothers you to let your head drop back like this, you can always tuck your chin a little bit. Keep the back of the neck long. So it's really up to you. Again, hips stay over the knees. Do not let them fall back. You could practice this with your pelvis up against a wall. So that'll help you to gauge. And then to come out, heel of the hand, lift up, and then come to sit down. I don't know if you can hear my knees cracking. Twist to the right, twist to the left. And then one more rendition. And again, you could be sticking with your first option, right? Or the second, if you want. This time the feet stay flat, heels of hands again, elbows back behind you, shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach the heart up, and then see if you could reach. I cannot reach. So if you can, you could reach the heels when the feet are flat. Otherwise, go back to what works for you. Another option here, once you've found the position, you could release one hand at a time. Just make sure you're holding steady with the other hand. Oh, I think I have a photo of myself doing this. Whatever you enjoy, make sure you're inhaling each time you sweep that arm up. Inhale and reach. Exhale and ground. Inhale and reach. Exhale and ground. Last one. Nice. All right. Heels of the hands back to that sacrum. Push down to come up. And this time, let's walk our hands onto the mat. We could do a little cat-cow if you like, very gentle here. And we could take a twist. So this is thread the needle, reaching that right arm up to the sky. Exhale and knuckles down, reach that arm as far through as you can. And then inhale again, bring it up. And exhale, reach it through, thread the needle. And this time, reach it up and hold it through. See if you can place the shoulder down, the temple down. You might take this left hand behind you or stack the left hand on top of the right. See if you could straighten your elbow just to give a little more zhuzh here. So safely come out of this pose, the left hand by your face, lift up and release that right hand down. Let's do the other side. I don't know if you can see me with my lighting, but we'll go ahead and lift that left arm up. And as you exhale, knuckles down, reach it through, tap your shoulder, and then inhale, reaching that left arm up. Exhale, reaching through to twist. Inhaling up. And last time like that, reach it through, shoulder and temple on the floor, and then hair and mouth. And then you can reach that right arm up and behind, or place the right hand on the left and see if you could straighten that right elbow. It'll just give you a little bit more twist. Zhuzh. How do you spell zhuzh? And to come out of the pose, right hand in front of face. Come on up to all fours and maybe a little cat-cow. All right, let's come off to one side, swing the legs around. Janu Sirsasana, which means head to knee pose. So I'll mirror you. So keeping the left, let's see. No, keeping the right leg straight. Keeping the left leg straight. Bend the right. Okay, and we'll bring the sole of that foot to the left thigh. Yeah. Take a little preparatory twist to your left. And then facing forward, hinge forward. See if you can reach for the foot. If you can't, you can use a strap. I don't have mine handy. You could use a sock. Or if you want more, place the block on the bottom of your foot, thumbs pointing up. And then when you get there, exhale everything over. Really activate the front of the right thigh by lifting that kneecap up. And that's going to help you to ground yourself to the floor. And activating the antagonist muscle, the quadricep, should help you to release the agonist muscle, the hamstring. And then use your belly, pull the belly button in, walk your way up. So we'll turn this into a pigeon pose. Just a warning, if you have any hip or lower back or knee issues, I'd like you to do pigeon on your back, supine pigeon. So you'll cross that right ankle over the left thigh and you'll come onto your back. I'm not doing it because of the mic. And then you can always reach through and pull that leg up. For the rest of us, you're going to leave that right leg where it is and bring that left leg behind you. Come on up to your fingertips. Make sure the left foot is flat on the floor, like you can feel the big toe and the pinky toe. And then melt your way down first onto the elbows. You could stack fists and rest your forehead on your fists. That'll keep your head aligned with your spine. Should you want to go deeper, wide elbows, flat hands, forehead, back of hands, and of course, full prostration. Chest to the mat, chin or forehead to the mat, palms face down. I do want to show you one other option here if anybody wants it. You could take that left hand, knuckles down, and thread the needle here. And if you do that, the right arm can come around and hold onto that right big toe. To come out of the pose, hands beneath your shoulders, lift yourself up onto your fingertips for a protected back bend. Right, you'll feel that in the front of your left thigh. Shoulders behind you, look up, maybe head goes back. And then to come out, sit off to your right hip, swing that right leg around, left leg, and straighten out your right leg this time. So confusing. Take a preparatory twist to your right. And then coming back around to face that right leg. Inhale long and tall. Exhale to hinge forward. Maybe you can grab your foot. Maybe you need a strap. Maybe you want an arm lengthener. Rather, this is the leg lengthener. The arm lengthener is the strap, the leg lengthener. And make sure your thumbs are pointing up, right? We don't want to hunch the shoulders here. We want to drop the shoulders down and then see if you can lower the head. Activate the front of your thigh, whether that's lifting the kneecap or just tensing the quadricep, and see if that allows you to release that hamstring just a little bit more, back of the leg. When you're ready to come up, pull your belly button in, walk your hands up that leg. So option for supine pigeon on your back. You're going to cross the left thigh over the right. And you can stay here. You can roll onto your back, maybe pull that right leg in. For the rest of us, we're going to leave that left leg where it is. Swing that right leg behind us, fingertips, and then exhale your way down to the elbows. Stack fists, forehead on the fists, or go deeper, elbows wide, flat hands, forehead flat on the back of your hand, or full prostration. Walk those hands out, chest to the mat, forehead or chin to the mat. And then I'll give you that variation. If you like the thread the needle aspect of it, right knuckles down, reach them through, point that shoulder and head, put them on the floor like we did in thread the needle. And then that left hand could come back and around and grab those, let's see, left big toes. Right, see if you can bind there. If not, remember, you still get an A, whichever pose you've chosen. Make sure it fits your body. Don't worry about making your body fit the pose. There's no magic pose that's going to make the difference. We just want to be kind to what we've got. You have 5 or more breaths remaining. And when you're ready, hands under shoulders, fingertips, here's that protected back bend. If you're on your back, you could do a bridge pose here. And then go ahead and sit off to that left hip, swing that right leg forward. We'll just do Baddha Konasana for a moment, bound angle pose. And let your head go. Our final pose will be Shavasana, final relaxation. But if there's another pose you'd like to insert here, please feel free. Walk your hands back in under your shoulders to come out and extend the legs. Actually, knees bent, and you'll slowly roll your way down onto your back. Once you come onto your back, pull those shoulder blades behind you. Make sure those legs are at a comfortable V with the knees pointing out, toes pointing out. And maybe tuck your chin for a moment to release any tension remaining in the back of your neck, relaxing and softening through the throat. The face is soft, eyes closed, lips closed. See if you can melt your shoulders into the mat, feeling the back of your arms, the back of your upper back, your hips gently grounded to the earth, the backs of your legs, calves, heels. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. If it's a challenge for you to keep your focus on the breath, feel free to use a mantra. Literally translates to mind vehicle. We can use English. So each time you breathe in, you can think in. As you exhale out and repeat that. You could also use rising, falling. Or if you prefer Sanskrit, my favorite is so hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. The words mean I am that. Emphasizing our connection of ourselves to the universe. I am all that is. So hum. As many times as you need to, bring your wandering mind gently back to the mantra you've chosen. In, out. So hum. In, out. So hum. In, out. So hum. If you'd like to continue your Shavasana, please do. If it's time for you to return, begin by inhaling deeply so the belly rises, and exhale fully if you like, opening your mouth and vocalizing hum. Deep breath in, belly rises. Exhale, hum. One more big breath like that. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, hum. Begin to wiggle your fingers. Begin to wiggle your toes. Clench your fists and splay your fingers out wide and repeat. Point and flex your feet and repeat. Circle hands at the wrist. Circle feet at the ankles. Reverse the direction. And when you're ready, begin to bend your knees, bringing your feet to the outer edges of your mat and windshield wiping. You could even drop that knee down for a moment and pause, and then change and drop that other knee down for a moment and pause. And after a few of these, roll everything over to one side in a side lying child's pose, stacking knee over knee, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Use your hands to press you up to a seated position, Sukhasana, easy seated pose. I wish the rest of your day is filled with sukha, ease, peace, equanimity. We'll finish our yoga practice with the blessing Namaste. The Sanskrit word means hello and goodbye, but it also means that the light and the love in me recognize and bow to the light and the love in each of you. Let's bow our heads and say Namaste. If you'd like to learn more about working with me, feel free to go to my website, abundance.yoga. Thank you so much for your time today.